Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 4 of Cute Little Love Letters, and this one is titled Getting to Know You. Hey, the redhead that had been laughing with the blonde suddenly said when his jovial partner had suddenly stopped laughing and was looking off down the hall. Hey, Denki, bro, you okay? The blonde with the black bolt of lightning in his fringe asked as he looked back to his red-headed friend. Sorry? Dude, what happened? You were laughing and then all of a sudden you just looked away. What is it? The redhead asked, looking in the direction that his friend had been looking. I don't know, I just felt like someone was watching me and I caught a glimpse of this super cute girl, but then I blinked and she disappeared, Denki said with confusion. I think it might have been the same girl I met yesterday, but I spoke to her for a second and then someone came up to me and asked me a question, and when I looked back she'd gone, but I really want to meet her again, he said. But there's no one there, the redhead said as he looked down the empty hall. You're both idiots, the other blonde said, who had been a silent addition to this party up until now. Bakugo, why are you always saying mean stuff? The redhead asked with a sigh. That's part of his charm, isn't it? Denki teased with a smirk, earning a death glare from the blonde named Bakugo. Anyway, Kiri, I need to find this girl. I don't know her name and I don't know what class she's in, but she has some kind of disappearing quirk or something. I can help you, the redhead named Kiri replied with a sharp-toothed grin. We should be able to track her down. Surely someone knows who we're talking about, he added as the three headed off to the first class, their voices being drowned out by the other sparse people in the hall. You had caught muffled bits of their conversation and were overjoyed that he had called you cute. That part you had heard. Yet again, for some reason, that just added fuel to your fear fire. Shouldn't that have boosted your confidence? It was having the opposite effect. I didn't even catch his name, you thought, as you turned and floated off down the hall a little way before deactivating your quirk and touching down lightly again. I think the other guys' names are Haruko and Eri or something? You touched the gemstone from over your clothes, feeling them warm against your chest. I need to have courage. I need to find him and say hi or something. I don't even know what to do. The morning's classes were about the same as yesterday, and you were feeling a little more confident and comfortable around Itsuka and a few of the other girls, but mostly Itsuka. She just had this big sister vibe, and you loved it. It was coming up to lunchtime now, and the final bell rang for class to end, and she got up from her seat and walked over to your desk and leaned a hand down on it. Hey, so, she said brightly, you want to have lunch together? Yes, please, that would be nice, you said to her as you got up from your desk and stacked your books up and then lifted them up from underneath and pulled them against your body. Okay, she said with a grin. Books in locker and then I'll meet you at the cafe. You know where it is, right? 3rd floor? Yep, you replied with a nod, adjusting your books before saying a goodbye and then turning to head out the door and off down the hall. All the students were out and about and you took a deep breath in and tried to keep your eyes up as you headed through the throngs and walked towards your locker. It was a little bit of a challenge to get there, but you finally did, and while you packed your things away you glanced around you, praying that the cute guy would pop up somewhere, but also praying the opposite at the same time. You weren't even sure if you were really actually ready to speak to him. Luckily, it was so busy that you didn't see him, and you left and made your way up to the cafe on level 3 to have lunch with Itsuka. Yen, she called you when she saw you. Over here! Her bright smile and wave were as warm and inviting as the sun on a bright sunny day, and you gave her a warm look in return and walked over to the seat opposite her and sat down. She had picked a table near the window that overlooked the school oval, and there were all different students out there playing or eating, or some just even sitting under the trees and relaxing. Okay, she said, what do you feel like for lunch? And I'll get us a tray of food each while you mind the table, okay? It's getting busy in here. I don't mind, honestly, you said with a polite smile. You get what you want and get the same for me, and I'll try some of the stuff. Okay, she said as she jumped up. I'll be back, okay? Don't go anywhere. You nodded and then watched her go, looking around the cafe at everyone smiling and eating and just generally having a great time. The sun coming in from the window drew your attention, and you looked out over the oval then and up into the sky, feeling the sun's rays on your face and thinking about how good it would be to be sitting up on your treehouse roof canopy right now, catching the brilliant sunshine. You were still mid-daydream when Kendo returned, and she sung her arrival as she placed a tray down in front of you. Here you go. It's got some good stuff on it today, she said excitedly. Buns, cream, a yogurt drink, curry. Ooh, curry, you said with a smile as you looked down at it. It looked a little different to what you were used to, but you were keen to try it. Do you like curry? Kendo asked as she got her cutlery in order to take a scoop of her own curry and put it in her mouth. Yes, you replied with a smile. I had some of my mum's curry last night. You dipped your spoon into the brown-looking liquid with chunks in it and lifted it to your mouth carefully. Placing the spoonful into your mouth, you chewed thoughtfully and then swallowed it down. Well, Kendo asked eagerly, what do you think? It's good, isn't it? You hummed. I suppose it does taste different to my mum's. I guess I'm just used to hers. Is your mum a good cook? Kendo asked as she ate more of the curry. Oh yes, a very good cook. She can make anything, you gushed proudly. What do your parents do for work? Kendo then asked, eating casually while she got to know you. My mum sells things at the local market, like trinket boxes, gems, herbal tinctures, stuff like that. She also reads auras, and my dad is a horticulturalist. He sells really lovely plants and flowers to people, and also to other businesses, you said proudly, giving Kendo a warm smile. Wow, that's so cool, Kendo said with stars in her eyes. So your mum reads auras? Is that her quirk? Yes, you nodded. And what about your dad? She asked. Well, my dad is a fairy, you replied, a little sheepishly. It wasn't like you were embarrassed about it or anything, but it just felt strange to say it, and you felt like people treated you a bit differently when they found out that you were mixed race, so you often didn't tell people unless asked. Wow, I've never met a fairy before. Is he small? Kendo asked eagerly. What does he look like? Well, he usually stays in human form, you replied a little uncomfortably, shifting in your seat. He's full fairy, but he was gifted the power to be able to stay in human form for as long as he likes. Kendo looked super excited and quickly swallowed her mouthful to ask her next question. So you're half fairy? She asked excitedly. What does that allow you to do? Well, yes, me being half fairy allows me to use my fae form, but I can only maintain it for 1 hour, you said sadly. Can I see? She asked excitedly, and although you hadn't initially wanted to enter into this conversation, you now felt a little more open to showing her what you could do. Okay, you said, and then activated immediately. Within a second, you were transformed into a little fairy, shorter than the height of a sparrow, and you looked up at Kendo as you hovered just above the lunch table. Oh my gosh, you're so cute, she gushed. What an amazing quirk. You transformed back to sitting in the seat and gave her a sheepish smile. It's good for slipping into small spaces and for moving fast. I also glow a little bit, so I can give off a tiny bit of light at night. Yeah, I saw that. That's a pretty darn cool quirk, Yin, she said in an impressed voice. All I can do with mine is make my fist really big. Aw, poor Kendo. We love Kendo. Stay tuned for chapter 5 coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.